We are recording. We're good to go. So welcome to another episode of Off the Beaten Path podcast. I am your host, Bobby Stevens, and my co-host and brother, Nate Stevens.
Nate Stevens, what's going on? Today we got a special guest. We got King Hooker in the motherfucking virtual building. Let's go.
Virtual
How you
building,
doing,
man.
man?
I wish it was a real one.
That would be
I wish
beautiful.
it was.
That would definitely be beautiful, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. How about y'all?
Doing great. Let's go ahead and get the
fantastic, man. It's been a very good day so far. But Stevens' brother got Heineken's in the house, and we got the motherfucking King Hooker.
Hey, I don't drink, but I got a joint, man. I smoke pounds.
Smoke one for me. Hell yeah, man. Let's go ahead and get the fucking elephant out the room. You're a musician, and how have you had to adapt with this quarantine situation that we have going on?
Man, it sucks dick. I think for everybody around. There's so much to do. I'm one of those people that wish they grew up in the 80s, to rely just on live performance. Now we have the internet, which is a whole other game, and streaming and everything like that. And there's definitely money to be made too. But it's been tough. I've been writing a lot, but at the same time, I'm sure y'all can relate. It's hard to be inspired after 5 months of just this,
It really is, man. That shit sucks a lot. The way I met you actually was our band played a show with you guys, or played a show with you in Florida at the Bat Ranch.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, so I understand like live shows, even just going to a live show, if you're going to it to watch or if you're going to it to perform, you get inspired that way off of other people's energy, and it makes so it makes you want to do better. It makes you want to go harder. But
yes.
Do you have like your own studio that you record at?
Yeah, I record with a homie in Apopka, actually the same town where Bat Ranch is. I miss that venue too, man. That was such a cool place to go to. Yeah, it's a homeboys studio, South House Studios. You can look it up. They record for some other bands as well, but they're pretty solid.
Oh yeah, we'll put that link in the description if you like to shout them out and shit. But yeah, man, let's kind of start from the beginning actually. Like, what was your childhood like growing up? Did you have any musical inspirations or anyone in your family that was musically inclined?
Yeah, I would say my father definitely. He was a huge guitarist. He likes blues a lot. He likes shit like B.B. King and stuff. And he grew up in the 80s. The rest of our dads were fucking with Led Zeppelin and shit like that. But he was the lame kid, putting on like John Lee and shit, But yeah, and I never really got into guitar, but I always wanted to be in a band. I started out as a drummer as a young age, actually, like maybe 10, 11. And I just wanted to be in a punk band, nothing else. And started one up when I was about 15. And we were looking for a singer. We weren't really in the scene yet. And we're just looking. And I basically was like, look, I got some friends that play drums. I'll try singing, if we can just get a drummer, if we can get a whole lineup. It's hard when you're 15 looking around at that time. People forget. But so started singing for this punk band. That ended up on and off project for a few years. Then I was at a couple other bands. And yeah, and then it kind of shifted here to the musical comedy thing.
So when you were younger and
What was that?
I was gonna say when you were younger and kind of being influenced by your dad's musicianship and the music they had in the house, did you play or sing or write anything as a young child, or did you just play drums about 10 or 11?
I would say, 10 or 11 is like when I got serious. I guess that mentality, like maybe I was listening to Green Day and I'm like, I want to be in a band. But I think I was playing drums since like 5 or 6 probably,
So
that's pretty cool, man. Because like with Nate, we both bass, and it's kind of like what you're talking with the punk band. Like you had other drummers to fill your spot. You just figured you'd try singing. Just
yeah, I
cool.
did.
That was us with like. Yeah, like I didn't want to play, but I wanted to play guitar because guitar was cool. I was like, bass is kind of, but none of my friends had bass, so I had to play because I owned one.
That's how I kind of got into playing bass too. It was one of those things there was another project I wanted to sing and explore the bass because it was like, it's got 4 strings, and let's try it out. But I kind of fell in love with that too. And I wish I would have kept at it because I was pretty proficient. But bass is a fun instrument.
No, that's how Bobby and I are,
It
man.
is.
We like he said, we started off on guitar,
Yeah,
and everybody fucking had a guitarist, so no one needed a guitarist. Everyone needed a bassist. So we're like,
right.
fuck it. He picked up a bass. He's my older brother, so I picked up a bass and was like, hell yeah. And I'm glad that I ended up becoming a bassist instead of a guitarist
Yeah,
because, like you said, it's a fun instrument to play.
yeah. And it's so versatile too. That's what people don't realize
Mhm.
about it. Is it's so you can do so much on it, and people blow me away with their talent on the bass guitar.
100% now, 100%. So you mentioned Green Day. I have seen a Nirvana poster in
Yeah,
your room hanging up. Like, what's your musical inspirations, man?
man. Well, that's the roots. Definitely punk, definitely, but everything, man. I love from hip hop to like even old country, like maybe Willie Nelson or like Johnny Cash or some shit. Like not the new shit, that's for sure.
Same,
But
Yeah.
same.
I mean everything, even like I'll blast Fats Domino loud as shit going 90 on I-4. Some like stupid shit.
So something you mentioned is hip hop. And I have to say this, I don't know much about the double XL, or I know a lot about the double XL freshman list that just came out, but
Yeah,
like two people I didn't know of. I can't remember the other person's name, but Chica, is that her name?
bro. I just got this tattoo. That is her. It's kind of fucked up, it's peeling and shit.
Right.
But it's her fucking EP Industry Games. She is one
I
of my favorite fucking people.
when I saw that tattoo on your Instagram, it was like, shout
Yeah.
out to, I want to give a shout out to the person who did the tattoo.
Oh yeah, Tyler McMinn at True to the Game Tattoos. Yeah, he's the boy.
If you need him in Florida, if you're close in the area, look him up because it is a
Sure.
badass tattoo. He did do good on it. And also, I went and looked up Chica. I think that's how you say her name. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, and I was like, I looked up 2 videos on her Instagram. I was
yeah.
like, she can fucking spit. So
Yeah,
industry games is definitely on my listen to later list.
yeah.
And another thing about hip hop, I was just scrolling through your Instagram and it was on 420 and you were listening to Nocturnal Rainbows by Hobson.
Yes, yes. Come on, man.
You
I
have
love
a good,
Hobson so much.
you have a good taste when it comes to at least
Yeah,
hip hop and obviously pop punk, but yeah,
yeah,
I
for
fucks
sure,
with
man.
him. But something else you mentioned that you started off on the drums, you mentioned that, guitar and singing, and you also, what is a big part of you is ukulele. Like, how many instruments can you fucking play?
So ukulele is probably the most proficient thing. I'm surrounded by 7 of them right now, hanging on my walls. Yeah, that's probably the one thing I've put my heart into that I can do like Slayer songs and shit if I really wanted to.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, but I did like Raining Blood one time. It was fucking sick. But I also love drums. I'm pretty proficient there. I wish I would have kept on that shit because now it'd be like amazing. But I love playing drums too.
Hell yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, so a
But
lot of stuff I put out in recent times has been you on ukulele kind of doing parody song, some comedy type stuff through. Do you most just do solo stuff at Hooker now, or do you also have a side project that you're working on?
No, it's pretty much just me now. The last thing I did. I played bass for a hardcore band called Years Off My Life, and I did that for like 7 months, 8 months, something like that. And they were really awesome, and that was a hell of a lot of fun. But comedy started, I gotta say, making money a lot quicker. than the music scene did. There's a lot of gatekeepers in the music scene where they want you to fucking, you got to sell 40 pre-sales if you want to get in front of this crowd, man. And it's some fuck shit. So comedy, it's almost like the feedback's immediate. You people will know if you're funny, you know. It's like people will tell you for sure. But so, and people see that as, okay, we can use him, he's good. It's not necessarily a mystery.
Yeah,
So
and
how did that start? When did the comedy come into play?
I would say maybe a year and a half is when I left that band, and it kind of just full throttle on the comedy scene. I still do
Okay.
music shows, and I do,
Yeah,
you
'cause
know, Bat Ranch is a great place and shit like that. So I'll still do like musical lineups and do my own shit, and, you know, kind of be almost like a comedian in disguise. But yeah,
yeah,
because
because
Nate, like he said in the beginning, he actually knew down for when we played together at the Bat Ranch. But I had never heard of you, so sent me your stuff 3 or 4 days ago just to kind of check out some research. I was like, this is really fucking funny. Like my wife reaching out your videos, and you're hilarious, dude.
thank you, man. I appreciate that.
and the thing is not only are you funny, like your music's good. Like either you do a parody of something or just something that's fucking like original. It's the music is there, you know, and
Yeah.
that's definitely commendable. So you said you started comedy like a year and a half ago or whatever, but
Yeah.
do you
But the
have
music, yeah.
do you have that comedian or those comedians that you looked up to or that you listen to now and like holy
Oh
shit?
yeah,
And let me talk to me about those.
man. Oh yeah. I've seen like every fucking special on Netflix. I'm pretty sure, because I study it. You know what I mean? I mean, biggest ones are probably like Dave Chappelle, Bill
Yeah,
Burr, Tom Segura, fucking who else? Eddie Murphy for like is some of my first influences. You know what I mean? But
right.
yeah, definitely.
And you can tell that you're a student of the game. And I say student because it's obvious, but even just now you said I study it, you know.
Yeah.
I've heard so many times that a comedian doesn't really become a comedian until like their first 10 years of being a comedian.
Man, you listen to podcasts, don't you?
Yeah,
I've heard that on a couple podcasts. Yeah.
yeah,
And it's very true. It rings hella true. Yeah. I'm pretty fresh to that game. That's the thing. And that's the reason, thank you for the compliments on the music, because I come from that background, that's why I put that energy into. It's like, yeah, it's got to be funny, but I want it to also kind of slap, you know, in my own opinion. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It definitely slaps in my opinion. I don't know about your own opinion, but in my opinion, it fucking
I
slaps, man.
appreciate it, man.
100%, 100%. And yeah, but I've been to a few comedy shows. You know, I'll say five
Yeah.
or six, and I've been to open mic, and I've also been to like a legitimate like I think his name's JJ or whatever from Good Times or some shit. He's older now, but I've been to legit comedy shows. I've been to Cat Williams, you know.
Hey.
But open mics are the best because, and I don't know how it is in Florida, but in Atlanta, if you're not funny within 30 seconds, you're getting booed off stage.
Yep.
And you got the comedians that are gonna be like, nah, fuck y'all, man. I
Yep.
don't need y'all's laughs anyway. And then you got the ones that's like, all right, that's my time. Y'all have a good
Yep.
night. Y'all didn't like me. Rough crowd. But I don't know how many, I'm gonna ask this question. I don't know how many shows you've done, but the one you posted at the Improv, bro, you had those people dying laughing. Like
Dude.
they were dying.
That was fucking quarantine really fucked shit up. It really did. Because it was like I had been getting in tight with the comedy scene, and, you know, the open mics, like you mentioned, those are great. They're like the gym almost to comedians. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, because
Mm.
Orlando comedians, that's the scene I kind of stick to, is very heavy. Is like probably the third best scene on the East Coast, to be real. Like New York, I think maybe I don't know if you should consider Chicago East Coast, but and then Atlanta definitely is up there too, and then Orlando, but yeah, what was the question again?
No, I was just saying that you had people dying laughing, and most people when they start comedy they eat shit.
Oh
But
yeah. Oh yeah, that improv show, that was my first like comedy club too. I wish the camera, it was just a homeboy that recorded it in the back,
mhm.
but I wish it kind of spanned out because it was like 300 people. It was a
Oh shit.
legit club.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's the improv. That's where them headliners come through. Cat Williams. That's where now he does, of course, he does like arenas now, you
Right.
know. But before, yeah, when he was headlining them shits, that's the move. So that was cool, and that was a competition actually. So I only got like 5 minutes, and then the guy who runs the improv came up to me after, and he says, "Hey, I don't care if you win or not, you're gonna get a guest spot here." And I was like, "Hell yes!" And that was like late February, and then this whole shit happened. So now I got
Yep.
to be that guy, like, "Hey, remember when you said that one time after the show that can you get on?" And they're struggling right now as it is.
Man,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is.
So it was like,
Mm,
yeah.
Yeah, and comedy is one of those things, man, where it's such an energy. Like, yeah, we watch Netflix specials with our friends, family. The energy of live show is just so different. I too have
Absolutely.
never been to like a mic, so I've never been up and comers like working on their craft.
Yeah.
But I've seen I saw Trevor Noah before he was on the Daily Show, and then I saw
Hell yeah.
Chris
Trevor Noah's
Titus
solid.
about 6 years ago. Titus really dope.
I would say fucking
Yeah.
Trevor
So
Noah's like the
yeah, I've seen some
best.
good comedy. Like the energy of a live show is just so different. So I mean, even with that, COVID's really screwing things up.
yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking shit up, man. And the music scene. I'm talking to my friends in bands and everything, and I'm like, what's going on with y'all? What's in nothing. And some of them are putting out some music. They're getting in the studio, which it's a good time for that, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
otherwise, live shows are just
It's
non-existent.
dead. Yeah, it's dead, man. It really sucks. And like, it's funny that you and I, Georgia and Florida, are probably the only states that are opened up. Like, I don't know how it is in Florida. I know y'all are pretty opened up. I don't know if y'all have closed back down, but like Georgia, if you want to go to the strip club or if you want to go see this local rapper show, you can go to it.
Oh,
You can go to it.
I saw some fuck shit videos come out of Atlanta. That's for sure. I saw some like, cause we're still pretty shut down actually.
Oh
We
shit.
yeah, mandatory masks everywhere,
Oh shit.
and yeah, there's nothing going on, really.
No, if I
But
want to go to the strip club tonight, I'm going to the
man,
strip club. It's open.
I don't know. I bet Tampa's open because they got to keep them shits open. I mean, those
Right,
are world
right,
famous.
right. Yeah, man. But shit, what was I gonna ask? Fucking I can't remember, but yeah, fucking I know Florida was wilding out for a second. It's like, okay, the beaches are open. Okay, stay
Yeah,
away with COVID, you know? Yeah.
I would say at the jump of it, because right now we're like peaking. I work for a funeral home, so I cremate people during the day, basically. I mean, well, I do the paperwork, right, and
Right.
um, and I meet with the families and shit, and we've been busy.
Yeah, I
Dude,
bet.
Be dying
dude.
out here, man. They're falling out the sky.
Yeah, business is good for y'all now.
Yeah, dude. We got a special. It's like if you got COVID, just walk in. We set you on fire. We ain't fucking around.
Right.
Hell nah.
So let me ask you this. Yeah, one thing I went back to was you were saying that you watch Netflix specials. You don't watch them for the entertainment. Obviously, you laugh and you enjoy it,
Yeah.
but you also study them. So as a musician, how to do music, just basically a lot of formula with music, but with comedy, there's a lot of formulas too. When you watch a special of, say, that's a professional, they're at their game, what are you looking for dissect so you can add to your repertoire tools as a comedian?
Man, it's definitely because that's the goal, right? When doing a special, it's like an hour. It's an hour of comedy. You are the entertainer of the night. You are the headliner, right? So that's the thing. Open mics, you start with 5 minutes. and then you work up from there. When you get a solid ass 5, it might take a minute to get a solid ass 5 minutes of jokes, of just getting up there going, hey, my dick, it's doesn't work sometimes. Then you get 10, then you get 20, 15 to 20, you can start featuring on a show, and then 45 to an hour is like headliner. So you sort of build up time that way. So when I'm watching comedians, it's really fascinating how they organize an hour, because all you're doing is what I'm doing right now, just talking into a microphone. It's nothing special, but it is to where it's like, hey, that's all he's doing. He doesn't have an instrument. He's not dancing. There's no props up there. There might be a stool, but he's entertaining you with his stories and with this. So it's really, really fascinating to see different people and their approach and their honesty come out. I look to see some people are a little more honest than others. Some guys are just like, here's a setup, punch, dip, and they're not. They're robotic more than other comedians. I like the realer dudes, like some of the guys I mentioned earlier, for sure.
Yeah, definitely shout out to fucking Eddie Murphy. Definitely shout out to everyone. Like, everyone that you mentioned, the Tom Seguras, all of them, like,
yeah.
What I look at comedy as is touch on a touchy subject, but if you're able to make people laugh, even if it's fucked up, even if it's something about like the Twin Towers or some shit.
Yeah.
If we're in a normal conversation and I mention something fucked up about the Twin Towers, someone might be like, whoa. But if I can make them laugh, they might be like, damn it, that's fucked up. Fuck.
Yeah. But that's the goal, man. That's what comedians do, is try to define the line, right? Everybody's always like, especially today, cancel culture. People are losing their shit. Aunt Jemima? Really?
Right.
Like, oh, man. Everything's getting fucked, man.
You can't say that Hook's 2020. You can't say that shit.
Yeah, exactly. No. But it's crazy. So that's the goal. One person who really does that well will take any fucking thing and make it hilarious with context. Because that's the thing. The articles and the cancel culture that's written up about it, they usually just take a little bit. They'll take a sentence. They said, children should die or some shit like that. It's like, no, there was a thing behind it. And the children are kind of annoying, but you did not hear it in context.
Exactly. Yeah, that's something that's real stupid in my opinion, is this cancel culture that we got going on. Like, some of the people that need to be canceled, it's like, okay, they said they have they have too much shit in their portfolio on the YouTube video, on someone that was just recording them, whatever that. Okay, it's getting creepy at this point. You're almost at child pornography. This is weird. Yeah. But a lot of shit, it's like, wait, we're trying to cancel who because of what? Like, this shit's stupid.
Yeah. It really is. And a few comedians have gone down recently for it. Fucking Chris D'Elia was like texting 17, 18-year-olds or some shit. He like, ooh, it was like, and everybody else just kind of shut up. They're like, ooh. So there are some situations where it's like, it's not always sensitive people, but.
Yeah, there's some situations where it's like, okay, you were being weird. You're on some weirdo shit. Like, I'm weird, but if you're on some weirdo shit, I can fuck with you like that. But it's also hard because it's like you have these internet warriors that fucking go in and delve in and find a tweet from 2012 while you were still fucking ugly bitches. Like, bro, I said that shit back then. Come on.
Don't famous. You think about that? Doesn't that like, I think it crosses, you guys are, listen, y'all are in a band, y'all know, it's like, you think about that too, it's like, damn, is some fucking hoe from back in the day gonna call me on some fuck shit just because she doesn't like me? Now she has the platform to do so.
Exactly. That's, I think about shit like that, like, man, if I ever made it famous, would something I said from 6 years ago in a group chat be screenshotted
and
sent out?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've all said some shit and some.
And here's the thing I think happened was the internet kind of mobilized like normalized people.
Yeah. Wait, what was that?
Wait, you said
I
what?
was gonna say the internet mobilized normalized people have like voice and kind of some sort of platform to be able to, I guess, go through like powerful people that are truly like violating other people's dignity, truly like violating other people's rights, like harming people, which is amazing. I mean, the internet's able to mobilize people to be able to have a sense of this.
Yeah.
But everything has a level of going far where like word policing and like, because we don't like the thing because it's no longer PC, you can't say it. With comedy, with music, any entertainment, like there is a level of going too far and maybe exploiting a certain people group or an ideology. But there's also some shit's just funny because it's funny.
Yeah.
And like if not your thing, turn the channel.
Exactly. Thank you.
If you are able to give something,
but it's truly violent by fun, like they can be canceled at home and their mom's been, I don't care. But it's all about the intention. It's not all about the content.
For sure, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
And like you said, King Hood,
I mean, you can watch Chappelle and Dave being the GOAT and being as mainstream as he is. Like, shit, Dave just went there in 2019. Yeah. But you understand, Dave has a good heart. He doesn't hate nobody.
Yeah. No, Chappelle's one of the best. I mean, he's fucking. That's the thing. He's one of those people that will take anything and something horrible and give it context, give it a good story, and there's a talent in that to be able to take, what the fuck was one of his bits? I know he's talked about like the transgender shit a lot, and I know that, and it's like I have transgender friends, I support them, and some of them aren't crazy about that, but he makes it hilarious, in that realm, but only in that place is it hilarious because he's joking. He's that's the whole thing. People forget that. They're like, oh, man. Yeah.
And I think what's important is a dialogue. People that normally have that dialogue. It's a way to simply introduce topic in a way that outside of that arena or that comedy club, you can have real conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have any transgender friends, but Dave doing that, it opens up your mind to different ideas and different possibilities that you wouldn't ordinarily have introduced.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, and I think anybody that isn't of that mindset is the problem,
Yeah.
And that's where cancel culture comes from, because I was watching a comedy, I don't remember what it was. It was like fucking 2001. Or not 2001, it was like fucking 2011. And I'm watching a comedy special with an ex, and we're watching it, and she was like, oh, that's fucked up. And I'm dying laughing. And I'm like, why was that fucked up? Because she was like, my sister has that condition, and that's not something to laugh at. And I really sat back and thought about it and was like, wait a minute, what? And fucking my dad, or our dad, Bobby and I's dad, is paralyzed. And if a comedian ever makes a joke about someone being paralyzed, I almost laugh harder, because I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, because it's taboo. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, man, that motherfucker can take 10 Viagra and fuck all night and not feel anything the whole night. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, that's funny. Of course it is. And it's I think I heard someone say the realest thing that everyone has to admit to themselves is it's not funny when it's happening to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. It's never funny when it's happening to you, when it's in your world. At the same time, but you try to make light of it. You can always still laugh at yourself. You can always still there's some hella talented handicapped comedians, wheelchair motherfuckers that got good stories about running over people's toes.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Exactly, man. And yeah,
Josh Blue, his cerebral palsy.
Yeah. He's hilarious, dude. Yeah.
I used to love Josh. I haven't seen him recently. I'm not sure if he'll active, but I love Josh Blue.
Yeah. Dude, they're fucking killing right now. There's one of my favorite ones is
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, he was never demeaning, like never harmful. He was just like, "Hey, this is what I deal with day to day," and he was
Yeah.
hilarious about how he presented that.
Yeah, because it's real. It's his, it's him
Yep.
dealing with the world, and it's like it's the most honest thing you can do, and that's what people want to hear. They don't want to. I don't know. I feel like people are becoming less tolerant of bullshit, especially in 2020. This year has given us good reason to be
Yeah,
less tolerable.
it's only gonna get worse, man.
I
Election
feel
coming
that.
up and shit.
Yeah.
So let's talk about real quick. We've been on comedy for a good minute. So Hibernation Life, you came out with in 2019, 5-song EP.
Yes.
Are you in the works of another project, or are you trying to move in a new direction, or what's up with that?
So yeah, drop that. The latest thing I did was June 3rd. I dropped a single called Fat Alien,
Loved
and
it.
that did all right. And right now, I'm just sort of I have like 4 or 5 songs on my phone mastered done that I haven't done anything with. I'm probably just gonna start singling them out because that's kind of the game right now, especially with
It
Spotify
is.
and stuff. I've
It
been
is.
fortunate to get on a couple decent playlists, so not anything major, but it's like it pays a bill or two here and there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so just keep that momentum. And I think the singles game is because unless you're a big artist, people are not listening to albums. I love listening to albums. I love sitting there putting one on and just vibing out, But the majority, not anymore. So it's really just a singles game. But I still would
Look, I know you're
like
not.
to put out a body maybe eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, and I know that you're not a female. You don't have a vagina. You're
I
not
got
a bitch.
tits.
You you do
I'm
have tits. You
right,
are
halfway
fat,
there.
and you got titties. So the question is, I want to ask, how old are you?
23.
Down, dude.
How about y'all?
I'm 30. Bobby.
33, about to be 34.
Damn, y'all don't look that old. Shit, I thought you were in mid-20s.
Hey man, black don't.
Appreciate that.
That's true, man. White people age so quickly, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
come from
But
good genes aside. We got a good looking family.
yeah,
For
blessings
sure,
all
man.
be to our lives. Yeah, man. The reason I asked you your age is because the band I'm in, I'm the oldest person, so I'm 30, and I think the youngest members, like our drummer's 22, and then you got 23, and then you got someone, my best friend, I think he's like 27, and our vocalist came to us and was like, "Hey, I don't think we should work on this EP that we're working on. I think we should just release singles." And I was like, "But
Yeah.
bruh," I was like, "I want to listen to a whole EP, or I
I
want to listen
know.
to a 14-song album." And
I
he's like, "Yeah,
know.
that's not how the algorithm works anymore. People just want to hear one song and then 2 weeks later hear another song." I'm like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
He's like,
And now it's
Yeah.
got to be a short song, right? It can't be a 5-minute solo fest, right? Bass and
it
guitar
can't,
trade
Yep.
off.
Yep.
it can't happen. I just I'm about to release this song. I was doing rap music for a good 2 or 3 years, and
Yep.
then no, I was doing it maybe longer, 4 or 5, 6 years. But I would release 5-minute songs or a 3 minute and 50-second song, and
Yep.
people would listen to the whole thing. And now, as it just progresses, I'm like,
Mhm.
the song I have that I'm about to release in the first time in like 4 or 5 years, it's a minute and 49 seconds. Because I'm
That's
like,
what
I
I'm
have to
saying.
get their attention,
That's a sweet spot nowadays, dude. Yeah.
Exactly. But
It's
not about me. I want to ask about you. Like, white people have, well, white people, first of all, is a good track, but white people,
for sure.
definitely, white people have a hard time in the hip hop community because you have Eminem, you got Vanilla Ice that was like, okay, yo,
No, that was a one hit, and then he like did some really
white
shitty
people,
movies.
exactly. It was
Yeah.
like, no, white people still are not allowed in rap. We try to let him in, he's not allowed. And then
Yeah.
Eminem came and was like, oh shit, we
Yeah.
have a white boy that's speaking more facts and spitting more real and having better
It's that
flows.
honesty.
And we accepted him, and we were like, dude, you might be the best. But he opened up the door for white people in rap, but
He closed it right behind him too, though.
Yeah, he really did.
He said, "Lock."
lock this, throw away the key. So now if a white rapper comes out, we'll give them a chance. But they have to be on point, or if they're not, they're corny.
Well, they gotta be themselves because they're stealing from a culture otherwise. You know what I mean?
Right.
When you see the
Right.
guys really dripping with the chains and trying too hard, I'm like, wait a minute, you
Right.
know what I mean? And I'm like, but if you're being yourself, like Lil Dicky, I feel like he gets a little, I give him some kudos because he's just fucking around and he's, being himself.
So that's what I wanted to get to is most of your songs or parodies or are of like either a pop punk or emo or rock culture, but you have songs like Taco Hell where you're rapping your ass off and it doesn't sound corny.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, it's still got that. There's a real, and I think Lil Dicky does a great job of that. I keep bringing him up, but of that similarity between the punchlines in comedy and the punchlines in rap music. You know what I mean? But yeah.
And are you consciously thinking about that where you're like, okay, let's take away race, let's take away color. Are you consciously thinking about, I don't want to do hip hop seriously. People know I don't want to do hip hop seriously, but I'm gonna spit my ass over this, and I'm gonna make it funny, and that's a conscious decision.
Yeah, always. I think, and that's the thing when writing. I think any song, because I've been doing a lot more hip hop stuff too recently. I have, out of the 5 songs I have loaded up, I think 4 of them are basically hip hop. And it's definitely a thought. I don't know. I was gonna say my qualifications for like a song. Is it funny, and does it sound good? Is it is it catchy? Is it fucking melodies are on point and shit.
Your melodies are always on point. That's something else. What comes first? I'm sure it's the ukulele, and then it's the lyrics. But like, how do you come up with the like? When I think of like white, like dude, it's so catchy. White people, la la la, la 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 la.
Bro, that's one of them. That's one of them like 5-minute songs. I'm like, here's gonna be the stupidest, like pointless course ever to the most pointless song ever, right? So I just focused on the verses with the jokes. I was just like, this is a little more okay. This is what this will be about, and then let me find the jokes and just put them in.
That's beautiful, man. I fucks with it. Well, shit, Bobby, you got any more questions, man?
I do. We were kind of talking about the state where we're at in 2020, and one of the songs I really enjoyed was hashtag Don't Vote. Because again, it was honest as observation of the 2016 election with Donald Trump going against Hillary. Or we're going to hashtag Don't Vote Part 2 from Slow Joe the Orange Man.
Slow Joe and the Orange Man.
Oh, I saw something about that. I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah. I don't know if you could hear him. We've already kind of talked about it, but basically he was saying hashtag Don't Vote. Was talking about the 2016 election of fucking Donald Trump versus Hillary, and how it's like, okay, we're picking between the lesser evils. Yeah. And do you still feel the same way in this vote 4 years later with Donald Trump, the orange man, and Joe Biden, the slow talking dementia man?
Yeah, because that's where we're at again. I mean, this fucking old guy who forgets shit versus old guy who fucks shit up.
Yeah. It's really picking up. Like, it's always kind of been that way, in my opinion, picking between the lesser evil, and that's a quote that everyone fucking knows. Like, oh man, I ain't gonna vote. I'm just picking between the lesser evil. But I feel like it's never been a time like this. Like, it's rough.
Oh, I still vote. In 2016, I voted for Dave Grohl. Swear to God. I wrote him in. I said, God damn, I don't like these fucking people. Just said, voted. I wore that little sticker proudly.
Who are you voting for this year? Kanye West?
Oh, hell no. Oh, God.
No, because that might actually through.
Didn't Kim just leave him? I think Kim just left his ass or some shit.
Oh, really?
She left the compound. They're not like splitting up or anything, but I think he's there alone right now with all this sheep and shit.
Bruh, I don't know. I pity people like him, man. Like, I don't know.
He's a
like,
talented dude, but he tries to do everything, right?
He does, and he puts too much of his public. He puts too much of his opinions in his public life, and it just looks bad.
Yeah.
But I think he has some address mental health issues too that he's to work on.
Yeah, it's rough.
That's why him and Trump are like,
best friends.
That's because they're very similar in that way. They know that even if it's negative publicity, it's publicity. Exactly. So they're gonna do whatever.
Exactly. All right. Well, shit.
But yeah, man, we were talking before we actually opened up the show about things that you want to promote, and I'll let you kind of take the front of it. But you're talking the Comedy Fest in October. That usually happens in Texas, but I kind of you about what the festival is and what you plan to bring to it.
So it's again, it's usually in Plano, Texas, but they're doing it virtual this year because they can't even guarantee that October will be safe enough for everything. So it's October 1st to the 4th, and I'll be doing a little, I don't know, I think I'm doing like 15 or 20 minutes because everybody gets a certain amount of time, and I'll just be doing stand-up, the shit I do with the ukulele,
Oh yeah, man, definitely. I got one more question actually. For you personally, what's your favorite song that you've ever made?
Oh man, I think y'all would relate when I say like they're like children, your songs. It's kind of like it's hard to choose.
It is.
But I don't know. I think you'd also relate with my favorite song is always the one I'm working on, right? Yep. The one in the moment that where it's like, oh shit, that's usually. So it's like it's never the one that's released, because that usually was a great idea a few months ago. But it's always the one. It's like, oh, you ain't heard this shit yet, It's always that.
Yep. I'm a shout out to people, and I want you to shout out any other people that you want to shout out, but I'm gonna go on and shout out to Evan Draper, who shot and directed Taco Hell, and also Jake Atkins, who produced it. Do you have any other people that you've worked with that you want to shout out?
Wolf Elliott Media up in Ocala. He's awesome. He did pretty much every other video besides Evan Draper. And a lot of promo shots too. Like half my Instagram is a lot of his stuff.
Hell yeah.
Otherwise, I mean,
no, I know one person you need to shout out, and I hope they're not dead, but your pug.
Oh yeah. Hold on. It's right here.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You just woke me up, asshole.
Hell yeah.
Cute little dog. So the dog's fat too.
Hell yeah. He's got the rolls. He's got back titties going on.
That's right. Yeah. We all got the struggle.
Hell yeah.
Hey man, that struggle. I got skin ass little bellies. Shit. I drink too much.
Also, I love your tattoos, man. Like, I don't tell many people that I like their tattoos, but the fucking, I don't know what it is, but it looks like the moon phase, but instead of fucking donuts.
Yep.
I love it. King Hooker, it's been a pleasure talking to you. If you don't have any questions for us, if Bobby's all out of question, it's been beautiful, and hopefully.
Well, tell me about y'all's projects going on right now. What are y'all doing in quarantine with all this? I mean, I know we're kind of bringing it back, but
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I'm in Deadblow. Look us up,
Yeah.
DEADBLO, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. We're honestly we're trying to release a song. We're trying to get shit, settled in. But our vocalist, his mom has cancer, stage 4,
Yeah.
unfortunately, and also his
Oh
dad,
damn.
is high risk. So it's like we really don't want to practice because we don't want to put them at risk. So it's
Yep.
really coronavirus, like you said,
It's
it's been
fucking shit up.
fucking shit up, and we haven't even practiced since like February, and we were practicing once a week. Like
Yeah.
it sucks. But
Bet.
yeah, we're
Yeah,
just
and for
trying
me,
to.
man, I guess artistically it's the past. But I'll take you outside real quick. A little project we worked on for a little time
Yeah.
is becoming a little of a chicken farmer here, as Miles likes to call me.
Dude, I've heard so many people are doing that
But
now.
I
I
wouldn't
got
say we
a
have a
homeboy
little
with
stead
chickens in the
building,
top.
but we're just right, little chickens.
That's
We're just
fantastic.
trying.
Oh shit.
Old. So I like baking bread. We cook a lot of home cooked meals. We had a garden, very producing garden.
Oh, that
We
screen is
had a
frozen.
garden in the summer, and then just 3 weeks ago.
You're breaking up a lot, but
Can you see it, Nate?
Project we've been working on just getting all that
Here.
food built, get girls and
There, wait,
yeah,
there we
so.
go.
all
Yeah,
right, can you show us? We can't see it. I've already
Yeah.
seen it, but
Oh, you
all
couldn't
right,
see
come
them?
back. No, couldn't see them.
Oh, let me
Your
turn the
video-
video. I thought y'all could see them.
Oh, there they are.
Oh, because I'm too
Oh,
far
look
from the
at 'em.
Wi-Fi. I gotta turn my Wi-Fi.
That kind of sound for a second.
That's fucking awesome.
But fuck yeah, man. That's what's going on in our lives, I guess.
Charlie and Geraldine. Ethel's there in the back, and then we got Harry Ed, and then they're gonna move up on the ring bar.
Bro, that's fucked up, man. You're fucking naming these animals and you're gonna end up killing them eventually.
Yeah, I know.
That's fucked
No,
up.
the girl
Can you
gonna
pass
be
some,
alive for
Jerry?
several years.
Give me.
See,
No,
that's
the
your-
girls be alive for several years. We're not naming the boys because the boy will be dead within 3 to 4 months.
Oh, okay. So you're not naming the hens, but you've named the chickens.
Yeah, you got to dehumanize it.
So
You have to.
yeah, they're all chickens. So you got the hens and the roosters. We're gonna kill the roosters,
The
but
rooster.
the hens they're gonna be alive until slaying eggs. Yeah, about 3 years, maybe 4.
All right, bet. Yeah, you can name them, but you're gonna be even more sad once you have to kill them. But yeah, that's fucking beautiful. Man.
Yeah, it'd be like killing us.
All right, well, that's what we got going on. King
Yeah, man,
Hooker.
artically, don't really have anything going on other than the podcast.
Yeah, man.
I feel that.
Was I talking over Nate? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, it's a little delayed.
Hey, well, I'm big, so shut the hell.
We're gonna have to get you a new phone, obviously. But King Hooker, that is actually your last name, correct?
Yes, my first name is Scott, and that's boring. It's like toilet paper, so that's that's why I put the king in there.
Nice.
Hey man, speaking into existence, become
Yeah.
a king. Become a king.
Yes,
Hey,
man.
kings of comedy. You feel me?
Yeah, man.
Hey, I really appreciate you doing this. You didn't have to, and it really does mean a lot to me and Bobby and me.
Appreciate y'all. It's been fun, man.
Hell yeah, man. We'll talk to you next time, and until then, keep killing shit.
All right, man. Y'all do the same.
All right, man. Take it easy.